Thanks for tuning in and welcome back to the shop. This is episode 100 of the slow build of our 2013 Mitsubishi Fuso FG, and I'm going to go through the 5 secrets that you need to know to succeed at building your own Overland camper. But before we get going on that, this truck has been sitting in my shop all winter while I've been working on it, and the outside is absolutely filthy. And it's kind of like spring, so let's get it outside and give it a wash. Oh, and if you're wondering, yes, that is snow.
Before I started this project, I thought there was absolutely no way I could ever have an Overland truck like this. I'd never be able to find one I could afford. I'd never have the skills to build one. I didn't have the tools I'd need, and there's no way I would have the time I needed to dedicate. There's just no way.
But then I thought, there must be a way. Because really, there's always a way. You just need to find it. So secret number 1, and you can use this in whichever configuration you want, is the good, fast, cheap pie. Never had good, fast, cheap pie? That's because good, fast, cheap pie doesn't exist.
Let's say we have a pie and we divide it into 3. Each piece of the pie represents one thing: good, fast, or cheap. You get to have 2 pieces.
Whichever 2 you want, but you can't have 3.
You want a good truck?
Of course you want a good truck.
You don't want to spend a lot?
No problem.
You want it done quickly? Well, you can't have all 3.
Well, since I knew I was never really going to have huge gobs of money to throw at a build, it was pretty easy to settle on the fact that this dream of a build was going to take a long time.
If you want it now and you want it good, you have the option to just pay someone to build it for you, but then it's not cheap.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Now, obviously, there are still other options. Maybe you don't want to spend the money and you do need it now, but you don't really need anything fancy.
In fact, that's what we did with this one. We just set ourselves up with a super simple build. We were on the road in 2 weeks. Now, there's nothing special, so it didn't cost us very much money and it didn't take us very long, but it's probably not as good. Now, I will throw one caveat into this example, and that is when somebody throws every ounce of their energy into a build, hustling nonstop 26 hours a day, 9 days a week. That method can get you good, fast, and technically cheap, but it's at the cost of your livelihood and sanity. So it's just a different type of cost. So remember, good and cheap, it's gonna be slow. Good and fast, it's gonna be expensive. Cheap and fast, probably not gonna be very good. I'd never have the time to do a project like that, and I've chosen good and cheap, so it's gonna take me a long time. But that's okay, because it gives me the flexibility to spend little bits of time whenever I have the time to work on little bits, a little bit at a time. And I really like this approach because it gives you time to come up with solutions to problems and different approaches to doing things. And that massively reduces the stress because you're not trying to hit any deadlines. And then that allows you to focus on what's important, your build. I will give you one time-saving tip, and it doesn't matter which of the methods you choose, it'll work. Don't do what I do. Don't try to film the whole thing and put it on YouTube. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for more content about Fusos and Overland builds, but it will take you at least 10 times as long. Come on, it can't take that much longer, can it? Well, here's how long you've been watching this video, and here's how long it took me to get this far in filming it. I haven't even hooked up the pressure washer yet, or turned on the water, or plugged it in. And I'm sure some of you are saying, I don't have any of the relevant skills to build something like that. Well, neither did I. Go back and watch the videos where I started TIG welding, and then go through and watch to the end where I'm welding on pipe like I'm a pro. I'm not, but it was kind of like I was. The point is, you pick up the skills as you go, and you learn from your mistake. Whoa, that's not good. I think I got a couple leaks over the winter. It's a little bit of a setback. see if I can do things a different way, still using the stuff that I have. Let's try this again. You're not going to know everything in the beginning. You find it out as you go along, and you find a better way. And you're already in the best place. It's free. It's YouTube University. You can learn how to do everything on here. And if you're going to go about things the slow way like I have, you've got plenty of time to learn and pick up the skills as you go. Well, I don't have the fancy tools that I need to do this. Well, you know, if you spend $4 a day on coffee and the amount of time it's taken me to get this far in the build, you already could have paid for my TIG welder, my MIG welder, all my cordless tools, and even this pressure washer. That's why you do it slowly, so you have time to pay for all the tools that you need. Maybe even replace a few along the way. So make your own coffee for a few years and see how much money you can save for tools. I sure didn't buy all my tools in one day, and I know you know that because if I had, you would have seen all the Amazon associate links in the video description, which, by the way, check the video description for the Amazon associate links.
By taking your time, building things yourself, investing in tools, and upping your skills, you're paving your own path to success and you're future-proofing your build. If you built it, you understand it. If you built it, you can fix it. And if you built it, you can improve it.
I was kind of hoping to wash the whole truck today, but with the hose breaking and kind of running out of daylight because of how long it takes to film, it's kind of a bit of a failure. But that's okay. You see, you have to expect you're going to have failures. Sometimes the design that you had an idea for just isn't going to work. You realize partway in that things aren't going to work the way you're expecting them to. Maybe you missed a measurement or ordered something the wrong, right in the dirt. Look, the point is, not everything works perfectly every time. And you're going to learn from these failures. You'll end up with something better. Trust me, there's plenty of things that I've tried that didn't work the first time. And I've just gone back, made some adjustments, and tried again. Like that. Maybe I should pay a little more attention. Taking on a project like this, it's not about having a big wad of cash to throw at it. It's not about quitting your job to have the time to do it. It's not about knowing everything, and it's not about getting everything perfect every time. Building a project like this is about doing it. So just do it. Start. You'll find a way. Because what you end up with will be worth far more than the effort that you've put in. I hope that's inspired you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.